and welcome back to the Squared Circle with me, Mr. David Alorca.
And me, Joe Ojala.
That's right, we are back for another big one. Actually, the big one. Arguably, the greatest fight card in history. That's what it's being billed as at the moment. We're talking about the last crescendo. Now, Joe, you know what crescendo means?
You're so funny. I was about to ask you, what the hell does crescendo even mean, bro? You read my mind, bro. What does crescendo mean?
It's something that happens at the end of a musical performance, right? Where basically the intensity is risen very, very highly. Do you see what I'm saying? And that's the final rise. Do you understand what I'm saying? In orchestra, that's where the phrase comes from.
But Riyadh says I want to do more big blockbuster events, so why would I use that name?
But it's the last crescendo for Bivol and Beterbiev.
But what if Bivol wins and there's a trilogy?
Then it's still the last.
There's a lot of parts of that name still.
There's a lot.
I didn't even realise. I didn't even know what that meant, but people that know the definition,
Obviously, because your boys, the IBF, will probably get involved and strip one of them from that title. So this is like the final roll of the dice, the last time for the four belts to come together. And yeah, listen, it's fight week. It's all going down. And when I say it's all going down, the card is going down. It seems like, you know, it's funny because a couple of days ago I was sitting there thinking, well, it's fight week now. Everything's locked in. We're safe. In my mind, I was like, we're safe now. No one can pull out for injury. Nothing, no madness can happen. And then the news came. I
always had a feeling something was like this was always going to happen. And I know it's easy to say now. If you guys don't know, Floyd Schofield has pulled out of his fight against Shakur Stevenson last night. There's a few different rumours. One was Floyd Schofield's dad said that Shakur Stevenson's masseuse put some cream on Floyd Schofield and poisoned him. Another one was a weight issue. The British Boxing Board of Control do this pre-weight check before weigh-ins where you have to make a specific weight before making weight, which they're the only governing body in boxing that do that apparently. And apparently they make weight, so that's why he wasn't there on the grand openings night. And another one that he's sick, he's ill. Today I saw some photos of him in hospital, hooked onto some bare wires and stuff like that. So there's a bunch of different rumors, speculations coming out. A lot of people, including myself, wasn't confident Floyd Schofield was going to turn up on the night. I think...
Why?
I don't know. I just feel like his dad kept making excuses before the fight week, and they kept talking. They kept saying stuff like, "We're being bullied. We're being tricked." There was something along the lines of his family members were kidnapped as a joke, as a prank from Shakur's team. A lot of different type of rumors. Like there's so many things that they've said. I can't even pluck them out. But it's all in the interviews with like Stomping Ground IFL. He said a bunch of things. He's also said that his family's related to Shakur Stevenson. And Shakur's like, nah, bro, they're not related to me. It's just like, and also people like Andre Ward wasn't confident that Floyd Schofield was going to turn up. I don't know. Something about me, it's just because the way Floyd was hunted for this fight for the last year and a bit, and the amount of talking he's done, you have to turn up, man. But then again, we've seen a video of him plugged into the stuff, hospital stuff in Riyadh. So I don't know whether it's been done on purpose or not, to be honest, David. What do you think?
Yeah, here thinking there's slightly some nefarious behaviours going on over here. But listen, whichever which way it goes, right, we probably will never find out. But all we know for sure is that the fight is off. And then we heard obviously my man's looking for another a replacement, looking for somebody to fight. And for me, I was sat there thinking, all right, now time to warm up Mr. Joe Cordina off the bench. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously that's the fight that he was supposed to have when he ended up getting injured. But I don't know what's going on with Joe Cordina. I don't know if he's even in the gym or if he's been ready. Obviously it didn't materialize it being him. Then I also thought to myself as a little bit of banter, I know it's a different weight class. Why don't you chuck in Mr. Ishmael Davis as well again?
For the banter, bro. Ishmael.
Mr. Save Riyadh season, Mr. Ishmael Davis. But obviously, you know, that's a completely different situation.
Yeah.
But we have another fighter on our hands.
So it looks like it's going to be Josh Padley. Now, if you guys don't know who Josh Padley is, he is the one that beat Mark Chamberlain on the undercard of AJ versus Dubois in Wembley. That shock win against Mark Chamberlain, which personally I felt should have been upset of the year for 2024. Because Josh Padley, I think he worked in either construction or being an electric or plumber, some of the lines of those working class jobs. And he wasn't a full-time professional, and he beat Mark Chamberlain, HE's favourite fighter, right? So the fact he's getting a fight against Shakur, good for him, man. I'm really happy for him. But in terms of the quality, it's going to be a massive mismatch. One of the best fighters in the world, pound for pound material, versus someone who hasn't taken boxing as a full-time career before the Mark Chamberlain fight. So I'm happy for the Rocky story to happen once again. However, I do feel sorry for Shakur Stevenson, because Shakur is like, people don't want to fight this guy. Like, he's had Zepeda drop out against him, and now he's had Floyd Schofield drop out against him. I think people don't want to fight Shakur. Not because Shakur's got like knockout power, just because Shakur can embarrass man, to be honest.
He's very good. It's because he's technically very, very good. And when you come against fighters like that, the reward has to be worth the risk of losing the O. And I don't think he draws enough money yet. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's almost like funnily enough, he's in the tutelage of Bud Crawford. And it's kind of like he's found himself in the same Bud Crawford lane that Crawford found himself in while he was under Top Rank. But that is Matchroom's responsibility to build him to the point where people are not just coming to fight him because of the accolades, they're also fighting him for the check. And that's Matchroom need to build his financial character. And that will fish all of these people out from that perspective. But I reckon that this fight is most likely, in my view, gonna be the opener of the night, to be honest with you, because I think it has the least amount of jeopardy. It is the most, I think, for me and for viewers watching, they're going to consider it the most one-sided fight on the bill. Obviously, it's prediction time. To be honest with you, I'm going to go with a knockout. I'm going to go with a Shakur Stevenson knockout. Just scintillating performance and inside 9.
I'm going Josh Padley stoppage. Nah, but you know what? With Shakur, have you seen his hands? I can't see knockouts from him anymore, bro. Serious? Those hands look messed up, bro. And he said he can only fight probably 2 times max a year because of how bad his hands are. It's going to be like Floyd Mayweather. You know when, like, before, Pretty Boy was pretty much stopping a lot of fighters. Then he damaged his hands and then he became Money May. I see that with Shakur Stevenson. Not to say that Shakur's knocking people out beforehand, but it was hurting guys. I can't see him hurt anyone. Also, have you seen the grip test on TNT? Man said the grip test. Pause. Yeah, I was going to say, listen, why go on for that? Okay, you know the grip test where you why hold, for that? You know when you grab something, you hold it, and then it says how much it weighs. Like in terms of Shakur got 35 kilos, which is the equivalent of a teenage girl, and everyone else was getting higher 70s, 80s, 90s. And Shakur was getting 35 kilos. Yeah, well, listen, but he doesn't need to grip anything in those gloves. You got to keep them hands out. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, listen, we'll see. So you're all right, okay, cool. I love where we've kicked off and where we've started. That would be amazing for Padley if he actually manages to beat him. He will, bruv. All right, let's go to the fight that has been billed as the starter of the night. To me, one of my favorite fights in the card, but the truth is it's so hard to say because the whole card is stacked with a juiciness from here on out. But I'm talking Joshua Buatsi versus Callum Smith, the interim world champion, Mr. Joshua Buatsi, in line to fight for the full title. Listen, this fight is going to be tasty. I 100% agree. For me, it's the hardest fight to call bar Bivol, Beterbiev Bivol on the night, in my opinion. I think that's the hardest fight to call. I know that Mundo Callum Smith hasn't really been active. He fought in the prelims of, I think it was Sonny Edwards Galal fight card. He wasn't even on the main card, but he was on the prelims just to get a warm-up in. And before that, he lost to Beterbiev. I think it was beginning of last year. And he got knocked out by Beterbiev. And Joshua Buatsi's been on a bit of a roll. I think he got the Dan Aziz and he fought Willie Hutchison in that meantime.
Craig Richards. Yeah.
I think Craig
was before Dan Aziz.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Craig was a couple of years ago. I don't know. I don't remember. I'm not box rec guys, yeah. But yeah, so look, although Buatsi hasn't fought like 3 times a year, he's got more under his belt since that Beterbiev loss compared to Callum Smith, right? And I just want to see what Callum Smith is like against elite competition, because I think Buatsi is a world-class super heavyweight. And I like to think Callum Smith, a former Ring Magazine
You mean light
champion,
heavyweight? He says super heavyweight still.
Did I say light heavyweight? Sorry.
man switched into Olympics real quick. You know what I mean?
Nah, light heavyweight, apologies. But, you know, Callum Smith, a super middleweight champion. Super middleweight Ring Magazine world champion. So he's a great fighter. He's probably the best fighter out of the Smith brothers as well. So I think it's going to be a real workhorse type of fight. I think both fighters are going to outwork one another. And I am going with Joshua Buatsi reluctantly because I know how good Callum Smith is. But I think if I had to put my house on it, I'm going Joshua Buatsi, and I think he's going to stop him late.
Yeah, I think it's going to take something to stop Callum Smith, to be honest with you. Obviously, he's 6'2", 6'3". He's huge. He was a huge super middleweight. Like I said, he's from good pedigree. Ring Magazine champion, WBC champion as well. But Joshua Buatsi's been the man that's had the promise from the amateur days. He's the one that's had the promise, the one that everybody spoke of. The whole 258 AJ team, the whole of Matchroom, and obviously you say Matchroom would do because they were his promoter at the time. Yeah. But it's like they knew that he had something within him that is almost spiritual. Not even almost. That is spiritual. Do you understand what I'm saying? So they could see that there was something. There is something inside of him. I can see the fight being a tight fight, to be honest with you, being a tightly contested fight. Listen, his last fight against Willie Hutchison, I believe he beat up, I don't believe. He clearly beat up Willie Hutchison, but somehow it ended up going to a split decision because I think one of the judges had it the other way somehow. So I can see something similar to that effect in this case, not talking about the way in which the fight actually plays out, but in terms of the way in which the scorecards go, I can see Joshua Buatsi winning it via split decision.
And Joshua Buatsi got away with the Willie Hutchison fight. Not to say like, he got away with it, but no, he should have won that fight because of the knockdowns. Now, although I say he's going to stop Callum Smith late, I think during the rounds, I can't see him dropping Callum Smith consistently. I think he's going to tire out Callum Smith at the end and then get him out. I don't think he's going to knock him out completely. I think it'll be like a stoppage. But if the fight goes the way the Buatsi-Hutchison fight went, Buatsi could be in trouble as well because I can't see Buatsi getting those knockdowns against Callum Smith.
Yeah, but the thing is, I just don't see Buatsi being in trouble. That's the thing about it for me. Like when I see Buatsi, I don't think I've seen him in the ring in trouble. As in, I've seen him hurt in the ring, but I haven't seen him in trouble. I've seen him hurt against Bolotniks, which was probably the most devastating hurt that he's had in a boxing ring. But he has a type of resilience, that makes him fight through that. And I think anytime he's faced that kind of tough adversity in a fight, it causes him to rise above. So I can see that. I can see him facing that same adversity because, like I said, listen, Callum Smith is a bad boy. You see what I'm saying?
He's tough as well.
He's very, very tough.
Who
very,
do you
very
think's
tough.
tougher?
I think it's Josh. I think it's Josh.
Close in my opinion.
It's very, very close because you're talking about somebody that comes from a family of fighters that has been doing this from knee high to tree high. And literally, he is tree high. You understand what I'm saying? But it's one of the ones where he's got a toughness and a ruggedness to him, and he's very skilled. He's a very, very skilled. Like you said, he's the best boxer out of the Smith brothers. The most skilled, the most talented. So I think it's going to be a great fight. But I'm going with Joshua Buatsi getting the win, and I'm calling it a split decision. I'd love it going your way, and it going to a knockout.
Let's move on now to actually another one of my favorite fights on the card. Virgil Ortiz versus Israel-Madrimov. Great fight. One of the best fighters, both one of the best fighters in the 154-pound division. I think Madrimov is the second best behind Terence Crawford, and I think Ortiz is a top 5 fighter. Now, I'm going to get straight into it and give you my prediction. I think Madrimov, split decision.
Wow, the man that pulled out of his last fight.
Yeah, he had bronchitis. Do you know what I'm trying to say? He had bronchitis, so leave him. But nah, Madrimov was a great fighter. Great fighter, brother. Uzbek, fainting master, bro. He is phenomenal. The amateur pedigree, what he did in the 154-pound division to win that belt before fighting Crawford. I think the fight against Crawford was extremely close. I gave it to Terence Crawford by a round, but I do understand why people felt Madrimov won. And I think Virgil Ortiz arguably should have lost against Bonechuk. A lot of people felt Bonechuk beat him, right? And Bonechuk is a inferior fighter compared to Israel-Madrimov, right? I know styles make fights, and I can imagine both have a relentless style, but in a different way. I think Virgil Ortiz is a come-forward fighter, blockbuster type of fighter, and all guns type of blazing, whereas Madrimov is relentless, always on the front foot, and always applying pressure to his opponents. So they both apply pressure and create panic in different ways, right? I just feel like Madrimov's footwork, his feinting will probably, and his jab as well, will probably disrupt the rhythm and game plan of Virgil Ortiz. However, Virgil Ortiz is a great fighter as well, so I wouldn't rule against him. I just feel like that is why I'm going with a split decision, but I just feel like Madrimov is the better fighter.
I'm going a split decision, but I'm going the other way.
Yeah?
I'm going Virgil Ortiz Jr. I'm going Virgil Ortiz.
Can you see a knockout?
No.
Really?
I don't see Virgil Ortiz. No, if I saw a knockout, I'd see it going the other way. I don't see
Madrimov.
Yeah, I don't see Madrimov getting stopped. I can more see Virgil Ortiz getting stopped than Madrimov. But I think for me, it's going to the decision. To be honest,
where do you see the winner going next? Because I can't see a Terence Crawford fight, and to be fair, they're one of the best in their division. So what's better than that? Terence Crawford. So it has to be for a title.
Yeah, I think the winner is probably gonna face what's his name again? The guy Terence Crawford beat. What's his name again? At 147.
Staniosas?
No.
147.
Come on.
Who did you beat at 147?
Come on, man.
Spence.
Yes.
Oh shit. Okay, Spence. Yeah. Damn. I was like Staniosas. He
the
didn't
big
beat
fish.
Staniosas. Yeah.
It's gonna be. I think because I think that will be a big fight. That will be regarded as a big fight, especially as he hasn't campaigned at 154 yet, and he's been crying about the weight for a long time, and a lot of people been wondering, is he even going to come back to boxing? But Spence, I think that's the next big money fight for the winner, or even the loser from that perspective. I think Spence is in the mix if he does indeed decide to come back.
I hope he does come back. I can't really see Spence doing bits. I think Spence has one more fight and he's gone, to be honest. I think he's going to get a money fight, try and get at Dallas Cowboy Stadium and bounce, bro.
That's it.
Let's move on now. The WBC Middleweight Championship of the World. Carlos Adames, the champion, taking on Hamzah Sheeraz, a Brit. Where do you see that fight going?
Let's not make no bones about it. There's a lot of pressure here for Hamzah Sheeraz. He is Riyadh's an ambassador. He's representing not only Queensbury but the nation of Saudi Arabia. So there's a lot of pressure on his shoulders, but I think he knows that, and I think that's what is pushed. We spoke to him at the
Yusuf Fury.
That's
red
right,
carpet.
exactly, and you could tell that he was locked in and focused, and he has, the bit between his teeth. This is his time to shine. This is his time to announce himself as a world champion, and then go and scoop up the other ones and move on up, because he is huge for the weight. Yeah,
I think the easiest fight for Hamzah Sheeraz would have been either Adames or Lara, for the as in the world champions. And I think with Adames, he's a good boxer. He's a good boxer. I just think it's a really tough call because I can see Adames outboxing Sheeraz, but I've always felt Sheeraz would knock him out. I think people overrate Adames from what he really is. I think Janibek's the truth in that out of all the champions. I think Lara's too old, and I think Lara's probably the easiest fight, and then Adames is probably the next best thing. And Hamzah Sheeraz, you know, he reminds me of a Thomas Hearns, a great jab and a great right hand, a sniper of a right hand. And if he gets that jab going, I think he's got one of the best jabs in the middleweight division. And out of the fighters we have in Britain, he's probably got the best jab in my opinion. I think I like to see how the first 3 rounds go, and that will, in my opinion, dictate the rest of the fight.
You ain't got time to watch what the first. They want to know how you think it's gonna go.
I'm gonna back the Brit. I'm always gonna back the Brit. I think it's gonna be a tough call. I think Adames could outbox him, but I think Hamzah Sheeraz is so switched on, and he said it himself: "It's now or never. If I'm not good enough now, I'll never be good enough to win a title." So I think Hamzah knows what's happening for him. I think he knows, like you said, there's a lot of pressure. Not only the UK, not only Saudi Arabia, but the boxing Islamic community all want Hamzah Sheeraz to win. Everyone, all of my friends who are Muslim, all the people in boxing, you know, want Hamzah Sheeraz to win. So he's got more than a nation. He's got a religion backing him, basically, and want him to win. So that must be a lot of pressure for a 25-year-old. And, you know, pressure makes diamonds. And I believe Hamzah Sheeraz is a diamond. So I'm going to go with a stoppage. 6 to 9. I think he's gonna knock him out. And if Hamzah Sheeraz gets past Adames, do you see either the Eubank fight or do you see a unification with Janibek or Lara maybe?
Yeah, I think he'll go and scoop Lara and then
do it undisputed.
Then try and go and see Janibek after that. It's funny because this is a fight in which I could see an upset in, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
The pressure is massive. I know I said that, you know what I'm saying? I'm going for Hamzah to win because I want him to win. But it's a fight in which don't get it twisted. If he goes out there and, you know, he ends up getting stunned by the lights, because you're in there with a raw warrior in Adames, isn't it? So it depends on if he manages to get his jab off in a way in which he has done against other opposition. But this is one I'm going for Hamzah, but I am not. This is the one I think that is most likely there to be an upset across all of the fights. This is the one for me. I'm saying, yeah, if we're going to get an upset, it's coming here.
I hope it doesn't. To be fair, Hamzah's got all those physical advantages to make it a long, tough night. It's just the boxing IQ and capabilities. Can he match it with Adames? If not, he needs to use his size and he needs to impose it on Adames. But hopefully the Brit wins, and you know, we haven't got a lot of British world champions anymore. I think Nick Bull's the only world champion in Britain right now.
No, he's not.
Who else is it? And Daniel Dubois. Oh my God. Daniel Dubois, Nick Bull. And do you know what? Speaking of Daniel Dubois, we might as well move on to the next one. Daniel Dubois versus Joseph Parker.
But is he next?
Yeah, because Shakur's meant to be next.
Nah, but is he next? What is he? What is he? Is he coming before? He's not before. What's his name?
Zhang-Kabayel.
Yeah.
Oh wait, Zhang-Kabayel. We should have done that. He's Zhang-Kabayel.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We should have hit that down there.
I forgot about Zhang-Kabayel.
Yeah, don't forget about Zhang-Kabayel.
Wow.
Don't forget about Zhang-Kabayel, my brother.
Bro,
Big Bang
Zhang versus Adames-Sheeraz. What a fight. Both renowned as Moto Bacoli duckers. Nonetheless, great fight. I'm actually, you know, I need to hit myself in the head, bro. I can't believe I actually forgot about that fight. Good fight. Different types of styles. Kabayel, a boxer. Zhang, the banger. Big Bang Zhang. How do you see that fight going?
I see Adames-Sheeraz winning it, to be honest with you. Like, if all he needs to do, well, not all he needs, all he needs to do is, no, but genuinely, if he stays away from that strong hand of Zhang, for at least the early 4 to 6 rounds, I think he's gonna box him off all day.
Yeah.
But Zhang is huge. That's the thing about Zhang. He's a big guy, and if you allow his engine to get going, then he'll steamroll you like he did to Joe Joyce. Like if he gets going, if you allow him to get going, he's like a steam train that is harder to stop once it gets going. If you avoid him early and you don't allow him to get early and don't allow him to get going, use the jab, box around, box and move, don't allow him to get into rhythm and get into flow, I think it's Adames-Sheeraz.
I think I said this to you when this fight got announced, right? I feel like both fighters should go back and look at the Parker-Zhang fight. And I think Zhang blew out, right? He gassed out, and Joseph Parker took advantage of that. Early, Zhang knocked Parker down twice. And Joseph Parker came back to basically outbox Zhang and outwork him because Parker had more endurance than Zhang, more stamina. And with Zhang, I know he's not that type of fighter to think about 12 rounds, but if he worked on his stamina on this fight, which I don't think he did, which is a worry, he could stop fighters later on in the fight. And Kabayel, if I'm Kabayel, I'll just follow Joseph Parker's tactics.
Yeah, you could do, but you're not Joseph Parker. You ain't got that. You ain't got that chin of Joseph Parker, or we don't know if he does. And that's what gave Joseph Parker the survival because. You know, up until I think Joseph Parker was knocked down by Dylan White, he had never been down in his career. Yeah. Period. So Joseph Parker is resilient as well in the ring, and even when he gets knocked down, he gets back up. So, but I don't know that if that is part of the makings of Adames-Sheeraz, and I think this fight is going to prove if he has that in him. If he has the dog in him, if he's got that in him, then it's him all day. But if he doesn't and Zhang gets going, I'm telling you, he's a steam train. He's going to roll him over. And that's not what I want to see because obviously he's much older now and so on and so forth. It doesn't do well for the longevity of the heavyweight division. But you know what I'm saying? If you let Zhang get going, this for me is trouble. Yeah, that's it.
Nah, for sure. I think look, it really depends on how Kabayel approaches his fight. What he did to Makhmudov or what he did to Frank Sanchez, body work, went to the body early, stopped Makhmudov with those dirty, gut-wrenching body shots and got him out. Frank Sanchez, same thing, body shots and won the fight. That same type of style will probably work for Zhilai Zhang. I think Zhilai Zhang is weak to the body still. So I think if Kabayel goes with the tactics he's done with the previous fights, also looking at the tape of Joseph Parker, boxing in and out. Kabayel is one of the best boxers in the heavyweight division, by the way. He's extremely overrated. And I think Spencer Fearon...
Underrated.
I don't know what I'm on today, bruv. Underrated. And I think Spencer Fearon said that he's got one of the best IQs in the heavyweight division. And I can't disagree with him, to be honest. I think Kabayel could even stop Zhang. However, I am going with a unanimous decision for Adames-Sheeraz.
Okay. I'm going Big Bang Zhang with a knockout. Guys, let us know your thoughts on all of these fights in the comments below. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you share the video as well. And I know you're wondering, what about the 2 top fights on the card? Don't worry. We've got another video for your head top coming right now. I've been David Alorca.
And I've been Joe Ojala.
You've been watching The Squared Circle. And we'll see you again next time.
Peace out.